So I'm going to share with you how I sold $87,000 worth of final expense life insurance last August in 28 days. And I'm going to be sharing with you how I sold this the wrong way. I'm going to be exposing myself. This is a very uncomfortable video for me. I'm going to share with you how I lost $10, $20, $30,000 this month, how I was selling and doing business the wrong way, ultimately just to help you. I have nothing to sell you. I don't want to recruit you. I just want to share with you the lessons and hard things that I had to go through to hopefully help your family and you make more money in this industry. I was told to buy more leads. I was told to do the right things, and I did all of them, and I ended up losing a lot of money, which I'll be revealing in this video. So before we jump into this, I want to first give you guys some real numbers and some real data to at least allow you to know that this was accomplished, and I'm going to go through on how I lost some money and ultimately hopefully help you in this video. Let's get it. So here is my $87,000 mistake that I made in August. I just want to lead with some example to share with you guys some numbers, and then I'm going to share with you how I could have corrected this and things that I wish I knew in the month of August. So as you can see here, leaderboards, I'm going to share with you how they don't matter and why they're not important at the end of this video. But you can see in August, I submitted $87,362 worth of premiums. And this was my $87,000 mistake. I thought I was crushing it. I thought I was the man. I thought I was killing it. But there are some things that I want to reveal to you that were not true. So you can even see, I want to share with you a little bit more of my success. Not only was it taking place in August, but it was in September, October. I continued to sell the wrong way, and this is why I make the video to hopefully help you. Even some months here, I was doing $54,000 in issue paid premium. This is directly from the carriers. This is real numbers. So I just want to share with you exactly what I've been able to achieve here. So some weeks I was doing $57,000 in issue paid premiums that week, $8,024.16 that week, $16,000 in issue paid premium that week, but I was still struggling and doing things the wrong way, which I want to break down to you guys as well. And then ultimately, Sue, in July, you can see some more numbers, 56,000. I was selling a ton of business. I was making so many mistakes I'm going to share with you in this video. But what I want to share with you at the end of this is give you kind of the idea of when you start selling the right way. The three things that I did that really changed things around for me and allowed me to actually positively cash flow $21,000 in the month of November and really start learning how to learn and figure out this business. And ultimately, I want to share with you in this tracking sheet. You can see here as I started doing some tracking, as I started analyzing some of my numbers, I was writing 40,000 in premiums, 39 in premiums, 39,000 in premiums, 24,000 in advanced commissions off of just like 2,000 dials in the month. And how I was only spending about $1,200 on leads, getting only 574 leads in a month. And ultimately, I've been able to take all these lessons, failures, and things that I've done and been able to help teach other people inside our agency. But ultimately, I just want to share with you guys to help you guys, to love you guys from all the painful days and how I lost so much money and I sold the wrong business, as you can see here, doing $87,000 in the month of August. So I'm going to explain to you now what I did to fix this and how you can fix this to actually make money in this industry. On this journey, we've been able to change that around. I've been able to now build a team that is doing over 6 figures per month. I've been able to kind of rescue myself when it was just me and my business partner Micah to change this business, to get real results, to get real numbers. And I want to share with you how I flipped it all around. So in the month of August and September, I was submitting all these premiums, but my bank account was not growing. I was doing 3 really bad things I want to share with you right now. The first thing that I was doing is that I was selling to get feedback for myself rather than getting lifelong customers. I was selling just to sell rather than selling to get clients. And you might think this is completely silly. How do you have a business, Peter, and you just sell to just make yourself feel good and not like actually cash flow or try to build a business? And that's what I did. And I sold because I was in this environment where everyone else was selling. The leaderboards were so present. Everyone was just kind of sharing their stories. And I just didn't care about how much money I was making. I wanted personally to be at the top of those leaderboards. So what that meant is I sold the wrong way for the longest time. And right now, if you are selling like this, please take notes. Please watch out for this. I was selling like this. Miss Betty, no worries, we can just get you approved here today and then you can call me back to see if you want the policy. Secondly, I was telling you, no worries, Miss Betty, we can go ahead and, just submit everything here for you. You do have a 30-day look period. It's called a 30-day grace period where you can actually, call me back inside the 30 days and you can cancel that policy. The reason I was losing money, I was selling the wrong way and not getting customers is because I was telling them, if someone would tell me like, hey, can I just use this card? It's about to expire next month. Can I put that on there? I'm like, yeah, sure. You just call me back before the policy starts and we'll change that card even know, I know it's going to be expired before the policy starts. Literally things that I did, flaws and errors that I made that I thought were cool just to sell, make the sale, just to get on the leaderboard. This is what I did, and I regret it. So much business fell off. We're not just here getting people approved. We're here to sell them a policy to make sure their family is taken care of, and ultimately we're here to sell them a policy so they can be a client for life. When I made that shift, things started to change in my business. When I no longer was like, hey, Mr. John, I was so scared to set up payments. Well, this is the day that your policy is going to start. And then they would get hit with an expense, the next month. Like, hey, why? I thought we were going to talk about our payment. Literally, this is what I did. I hid. I ran away from the payment. I just, got them approved. I got them qualified. I said we can go through the 30-day look period. All that BS. I was submitting so much business, but yet it was not sticking. It was falling off. Chargebacks were coming in every day, and ultimately, I was doing a disservice to myself, and I was doing a disservice to the clients. So I was selling to get, feedback for the leaderboard rather than selling to clients for a life. And when I changed that, here's what I did. And if you're selling like that, you want to change that cycle. You want to go out there and tell clients, well, Miss Jimmy, we're not going to, Mr. Jimmy, we're not going to continue. You have to put a way to fund this, and then that payment will come out on this month to have your life insurance. Oh, wait, can I just look over everything? Well, Mr. Jimmy, in order to look over everything, can you just address that now? We can go through this. Do you want my help? Yes or no? When you can change that from, I just want to just push a policy through. I just want to get them, maybe protected, but I don't know if they're going to stick, to actually getting clients who are going to pay, who are going to be in the books, allow me to go from having like 50% of my business fall to now being above 85 to 89% retention by selling the right way, by understanding that we're making a payment to get life insurance today. There's no, we're going to just get you approved. No, Miss Betty, do you want to make sure this payment's in place for you so that your family's protected? Yes or no? So the first thing I want you guys to know is ask yourself, what are you selling like? And do you sound like qualified? Let's get you approved. That is going to cost you so much money. It hurt me. It made me lose like $20,000 in chargebacks in the month. And I just want to share with you, please be mindful. If your upline is telling you to sell like that, do not do it. Second thing I want to share with you is I was not tracking anything. You can see at the end of that presentation, I started to track my numbers. I started to track how many leads were coming in. I started to track how many dials I were making. I started to track, how many policies I were selling per day. I started to track, how much premium I was running, how much, 30-day cash is going to come in, how much 12-month cash is going to come in. I started to track, how much talk time on the phone. I started to track certain things in my business that I never did. When I was writing so much bad business, in my eyes, not bad business, not unethical business, I did everything legally and right. I wrote business that I knew I probably shouldn't have wrote because they just didn't have the money. I wrote business because, I literally sold a lady who just was almost homeless on the street, was wanting life insurance. I sold her a $12 policy. She wanted it. And I was like, why would I ever do that? But I did that. I sold business where, I would just get leads in, $300-$400 every day. The leads would come in and I would just sell. And the minute that I sold them, I don't remember who they were. I didn't know who they were. They'd call me back. I didn't text them about their payment. I didn't call them saying, hey, do you need anything? I didn't check back with them to make sure you got their policy packet. I didn't treat these people like clients for life. And ultimately, I didn't track any of my numbers. So, I was buying more leads when I probably shouldn't have because I wasn't working them hard enough, or I wasn't getting a good return on my investment. I didn't know what my customer acquisition cost was. I didn't know how much money I was paying to acquire one client, which means I could be paying $700 in my mind to acquire a client, yet I'm only receiving $500 upfront in cash flow, which means I'm losing $200 to acquire every client. These are the things that I did, and I didn't know because I was dumb, I was young, I wanted to be at the leaderboards, and I didn't make any money for the longest time, thinking I was making all this money, but I wasn't tracking my numbers. So a few things that I track that are very, very important if you are in this business or want to just become successful is number one, bank account is very important. That's the one thing I always look at every day is I look, at my business bank account where I'm at. If it's not growing, I'm doing something wrong. I look at real numbers, tracking sheets, data sheets of, customer acquisition costs, how many clients I'm getting, how many clients fell off, how many some commission statements, what is my return on my investment, how many dials am I making? Those things that I really started to track and hone in on. It's funny when your eye starts looking at things, you'll start, finding things are wrong. And the only way that I revealed that in my business was by tracking. So if you're not tracking right now, please take my advice, start tracking. The third thing that I did that really cost me a ton of money in the month of August of 2022, when I was struggling, I was buying a ton of bad leads. Now, bad leads, what does that mean? They're just not engaged. What a bad lead in my eyes now is just not a name and a number that everyone tells you it is. It's someone who is actually engaging or looking for life insurance. I remember I was starting to document my videos and my sales on YouTube, and I was using a lead vendor called Smart Financial. Go ahead and use them. I don't use them anymore, but this was a lead vendor that I used for the longest time, but I don't recommend using them because they literally got saturated. I remember I started to like literally shoot myself in the foot. These leads, I would get all these pickups like no one was picking up because they were selling and distributing their leads to 4 to 5 times more people than they typically did when I was selling 60 to 50,000 every month. And so what happened is these leads came stale. People were less engaged. I was overspending on leads. I was speaking to people who were not qualified. And ultimately, at first, check this out, I was actually starting this business using a shared, how can I do this without calling out the company? I was using like a portal or their own like little website, and it was literally spending thousands of dollars a week on bad data leads that they told me to buy that were disconnected numbers, that were people that never even filled out requests for life insurance. And I continued to spend the money on bad leads because this is what my upline told me. I was so desperate to make more sales, just to, even if it was even if I called a lead and it was my, I bought 500 and none of them bought, and 499 phone call was that last lead, was Miss Sally, who didn't have any money, but I could get her approved for life insurance because I spent all this money on leads. I was so desperate to make some type of sale, to make me feel good, to make me feel like I'm the man, that I know what I'm doing, that I didn't care if it was good or bad business. I just wanted to go ahead and go into that group chat and say, hey, guys, I made a sale here, $1,500 premium at, let's say Mutual of Omaha. And those mistakes cost me a lot of money, guys, and I wish I would have done things completely different. I wish I would have built things to, actually have lifelong clients. And the minute that I started to do these 3 things was the minute that I actually started being able to prove to myself that I can make money, and is the minute that I've partnered with my business partner that can help other people make money. But it took better leads. It took more engaged leads, me learning how to, find leads, how to, actually acquire good leads of people who are looking for it, leads that are not shared. And then secondly, it took a lot of tracking and understanding what's going on in my business, understand what I need to improve, all through numbers. And then firstly, selling to get clients, not to make a sale just because you want to feel good about yourself. Those 3 tweaks completely changed my business, allowed me to understand how incredible this business can be and how fruitful it can be if you do things the right way. So this is my story of how I sold $87,000. I literally feel, naked right now, exposing myself, but it's the truth. I have nothing to hide. I want to share with you guys everything that I wish I'd known. And I see the videos on the YouTube, and this is why I make this, of people going on the podcast doing $50,000 a month and or acting like they're the man. But I know when they reach out to me that they're like struggling financially because they're not doing the 3 things, and they're making the sales to feel good, to appease the leaderboards, yet their bank account's not growing. And my mission here is to help agents actually make money, to understand how you can do that, ethically, honorably, and do it while serving other people. If you can get good at selling life insurance, you implement everything that I'm talking about on this YouTube channel. I'm telling you guys, this is an amazing business. People need help, and ultimately, clients out there need better agents. So I hope you can step up, become the person that you need to be to help serve and love other people. Love you guys. Hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.